Look, I understand everyone has a lot of questions, but we don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to keep this really brief. We are dealing with an unknown infection. It is spreading at an alarming rate since its first outbreak in Miami, Florida. Since then, cases have popped up in nearly every state, with numbers quadrupling every time we look at the data. We have managed to capture some photos of the infected, but I must warn, this is rather graphic.
Yo, is that fucking Drake? Champagne Poppy.
Is there any sort of treatment?
Well, we recommend avoiding all contact with the infected. To put it plainly, we simply don't know. Yes, you.
How is it spread? Is it airborne?
We believe that it is not airborne at this time, but still too soon to tell.
What about vaginally? Is it spread vaginally?
I'm sorry, what?
I'm just asking for the people at home.
I suppose that we can't rule that out, but as I previously said, just please avoid all physical contact with any of the infected.
Is this a military concern or a CDC concern?
We believe that...
What about anally? That was also my question.
Look, just don't come into physical contact with the infected. Yes?
How about international reports? Do we know if this is an act of terrorism?
Great question. Our allies over at NATO have gone radio silent, so it seems they may be offline.
With the lockdown, is Game 4 of the NBA Finals still happening tonight?
No, definitely not.
Okay, well, the Denver Nuggets, they were up 3-0 in the finals. Does that make them the NBA champs?
I'm sorry, who are you?
Josh Francis, ESPN.
Okay. Why are you here?
Will there be a curfew put in place?
Good question. Yes, the National Guard has been deployed with the goal of clearing the streets. So, yes.
What about orally?
What?
Well, like earlier you said you didn't know about vaginally and anally, but I was wondering about, like, oral.
We know that the infected bite their victims, so it may be spread through person-to-person contact, right?
What if we remove their teeth?
That's a good point. That's a good point, because, hey, no teeth, no bite. We could probably still do oral.
Look, I don't know how much more clear I can be, but don't come into physical contact with any of them. Don't try to remove teeth. Just don't touch the infected.
Do not come on the infected.
What's the course of action from local law enforcement?
Right, great question. Fire department and police will try to continue to help the general public to the extent possible, as long as possible.
Sorry, this is not a question at all. It's just going to bother me. I don't think the Denver Nuggets should be given the NBA championship just because they were up 3-0.
Given the NBA champ, they're not getting given the NBA championship. No team has ever came back 3-0 in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, but none of those teams have ever had Jimmy Butler. So maybe take that into consideration, Mr. ESPN.
Mr. ESPN, I've been in this industry for 13 years. Who are you exactly? Who are you?
Matt Ross, Barstool Sports, One Bite. Everybody knows the rules. Heard of it?
You guys are all gonna die. Do you understand that? You're all gonna be fucking dead, okay? I'm leaving. I don't care. So, any last questions, please?
So you talked about how it's spread. What about hand stuff?
I gotta